Karaoke is a platform for young aspiring singers to shine and express their musical abilities. Tune in to CBC TV8 on Mondays at 5:30 p.m. and repeat it on Saturdays at 2 p.m. and enjoy the performances of these talented young singers.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities. Are you a youth group, 4-H club, school, Cub Scout or Brownie Pack, or any organization or club with children ages 4 to 11 years? If yes is the answer, then we at Fun School, we're looking for you. Let's have fun singing, dancing, listening to amazing stories, doing craft, and so much more. I'm such a kid at heart. But to be part of this fun and exciting new season of Fun School, just simply send an email to Alicia Alves Grant at aa.grant@cbc.bb for further details. Fun School is back, and we're looking for you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affairs segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we...
Good morning, I'm Wendy Burke, and this is the CBC Morning Report for Friday, January 12th. In our top story, the newly formed sugar company should start work on Monday with a number of employees. The Barbados Sustainable Energy Cooperative Society Limited, Co-op Energy, will be running the Agricultural Business Company Limited, ABC, and the Barbados Energy and Sugar Company, Inc., BESC, which will be responsible for the production and sale of sugar. Chairman Lieutenant Colonel Trevor Brown, in an interview with CBC, says all systems are go.
We are very comfortable with the way that things have been going. We are on track for operations to restart on Monday. And those persons who will be coming onto staff will be notified by then. We're in that process now, and we expect that by Monday we will be up and running. There will be in the region of 200 people starting on between the two companies on Monday, and that goes up to by another 60 or so by February as we really get everything settled and going.
In relation to the actual start of the crop and the operations of the Portville factory, Lieutenant Colonel Brown told Morning Report that too is shaping up nicely.
They're all nascent, but those are all more like medium to longer term plans. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years in the road. In the initial stage, what our objective is to stabilize the sugar industry itself, the production of cane, getting the land back in proper shape, getting the factory in proper shape. And this is all in preparation for then expanding into renewable energy areas, both in terms of biomass and PV and even wind. So those are all in the pipeline.
Coming up on the CBC Morning Report, South Africa's genocide case against Israel begins.
Those are all nascent, but those are all
a saying you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
Oh, hi. My name is Stacia Whitaker, and I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and a member of the Heart and Stroke Childhood Obesity Prevention Coalition. My motto is when in doubt, leave it out, and it goes for when I'm eating, because sometimes things have ingredients that we're not sure of, and I like to keep it simple. And if I'm eating something and I'm not sure,
accusations that it is subjecting Palestinians in Gaza to genocidal acts as the International Court of Justice commenced a hearing on South Africa's genocide case against it on Thursday.
South Africa tells the International Court of Justice.
Please be seated.
The world is witnessing a textbook case of genocide unfold in Gaza.
This killing is nothing short of destruction of Palestinian life. It is inflicted deliberately. No one is spared, not even newborn babies.
It has started legal proceedings against Israel in the UN's highest legal body, looking to show a pattern of large-scale homicidal destruction that qualifies as acts of genocide.
For the past 96 days, Israel has subjected Gaza to what has been described as one of the heaviest conventional bombing campaigns in the history of modern warfare.
South Africa is arguing Israel's military campaign since Hamas's attack on southern Israel on October the 7th has been nothing short of the systematic destruction, in whole or in part, of Palestinians as a population group.
As we stand today, 1% of the Palestinian population in Gaza is systematically decimated.
In order to establish intent, South Africa's lawyers say the court has the benefit of simply being able to listen to the words of the Israeli leadership.
Israel's political leaders, military commanders, and persons holding official positions have systematically and in explicit terms declared their genocidal intent.
Their messages filtering down into the rank and file of the Israeli army, singing proudly.
Madam President,
Genocidal language, says Tembeka Ngcukaitobi, comes from the very top.
genocidal utterances are therefore not out in the fringes. They are embodied in state policy.
Palestinians have suffered 75 years of oppression, 57 years of occupation, and 16 years of a siege on Gaza. And for all that time,
Israel, for years, has regarded itself as beyond and above the law. As the UN Special Rapporteur on the occupied Palestinian territories explained in 2022, and I quote, "The occupation by Israel has been conducted in profound defiance of international law and hundreds of United Nations resolutions with scant pushback from the international community."
outside the court, in the streets of Ramallah and the occupied West Bank, and among those crammed into an ever smaller sliver of land in Gaza, South Africa has given hope to a people crying out for their suffering to be seen and literally dying to be heard.
Not many people know how the International Court of Justice works or if Israel is legally obligated to adhere to any rulings. This report examines the role of the ICJ, which has a representative from the Caribbean sitting on it.
The International Court of Justice, or ICJ, has been the United Nations' main judicial body since 1946. Its main role is handling disputes between countries, not individuals, and its decisions are legally binding. But it also offers legal advice to the United Nations. Despite being dubbed the World Court, the ICJ's role is more limited than the name suggests. It can only resolve disputes if the countries involved have recognised its jurisdiction. The court has 15 judges elected by the UN General Assembly and the Security Council. It's led by US Judge Joan Donoghue, a former State Department official, and her deputy is Russian Judge Kirill Gevorgyan, former ambassador to the Netherlands. They all represent different regions and legal systems, and it looks like this. 3 seats are occupied by African judges. Judges from Latin America and the Caribbean hold another 2. 3 are occupied by Asian judges, 5 are held by judges from Western Europe and other Western countries, and 2 by judges from Eastern Europe. If a country involved in a case doesn't have a judge from its region on the bench, it can appoint a temporary one for that case. According to the UN Charter, the judges perform their duties individually, not as representatives of their home countries. In its history, the court has seen 193 cases, including disputes over land and maritime borders and genocide. One significant case was between Nicaragua and the United States in 1986, when the ICJ ruled that the US had violated international law by supporting rebels in Nicaragua. But the US ignored the ruling and blocked enforcement action. Another major case was in 1993, when Bosnia and Herzegovina sued Serbia and Montenegro for genocide. The defendants were found not directly responsible.
Time now to preview what's coming up on Morning Barbados. This morning, we will be speaking to the lone female urologist. Yes, there's a woman in what was a male-dominated profession. We'll get to find out all about what she does and how she gets it done. Also, the Foundation School Old Scholars, they'll be in with us to tell us about some plans they have coming up in terms of breathing new life into the association. Also this morning, we will go to the world of the Valkyries of Arcadia. Yes, it's all about gaming, but we'll let her explain exactly what. Then it's time for Dance Fest. Yes, we'll be talking Dance Fest and we'll be having some performances here this morning. So there's a lot to see and look forward to on Morning Barbados. But first, more news, sports and weather after the break.
Oh, hi. My name is Stacia Whitaker, and I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and a member of the Heart and Stroke Childhood Obesity Prevention Coalition. My motto is, when in doubt, leave it out, and it goes for when I'm eating, because sometimes things have ingredients that we're not sure of, and I like to keep it simple. And if I'm eating something and I'm not sure the ingredients in that particular thing, then I choose to leave it out. So I keep my snacking simple with fruit, nuts, or just water. It's easy to remember, there's no added ingredients, and it's also very nutritious. So remember, childhood obesity is real, so choose healthier alternatives, and when in doubt, leave it out.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama,
Barbadians are being warned to brace for an increase in motor insurance premiums. This after figures from the General Insurance Association of Barbados suggest claims paid out by insurers have increased by about $12 million annually between the 2020 and 2022. JAB President Randy Graham says on the current trajectory, there could be $100 million in claims from this year from 7,400 accidents on average.
In 2020, we paid out $59 million in motor insurance claims in this country. In 2021, that figure increased to $71 million. And in 2022, the figure increased to $83 million. At this trajectory, we would be paying over $100 million in motor insurance, in motor claims this year if we are not able to control and curb the number of motor vehicle accidents in this country. In most recent figures, we saw 7,400 accidents a year. That's 600 accidents a month and 20 accidents a day. The frequency is just really increasing at a rate that we can't control. So you have that combined with the fact that inflation on motor vehicle parts and labor and so on are causing the increase in the cost of repairs, plus the increase in the frequency of accidents, is leaving us in an unsustainable territory.
The one way Mr. Graham believes can lower insurance costs is to reduce accidents.
We're trying our best to control the costs that are associated with the claims. We really want to focus on using whatever resources we have to minimize the accidents. We have been a strong supporter of electronic vehicle registration, having the speed cameras around to try to contain and minimize the driver behavior. And we prefer to focus on those measures and getting those measures implemented so that we can control the roads and reduce the accidents. If we reduce the accidents, we can reduce the premiums and everybody's back into a better position.
One man is in police custody after fire destroyed a home and damaged several others in Barkers Road, St. Michael yesterday evening. CBC's Crystal Hoyt has the details.
Firemen doing their best to ensure the fire that destroyed this home is completely extinguished. It was engulfed in flames just after 5 p.m. and threatened to spread to other houses. CBC understands the house was occupied by one male. Fire tenders from the Arch Hall, Bridgetown and Worthing fire stations were dispatched, along with 15 fire officers. Neighbor Easton Jackman said he was afraid he would lose his home.
The firemen come here, and when they hit that, when the water hit it, it explodes. So after 5 more minutes, it would have gone. Right? But the tall galvanized there is what helped save it. But 5 more minutes, it would have gone. To tell how I feel, I'm really unsure because, I mean, a person work all the days, work hard, and build a house, and then to see it go down in the twinkle of an eye. I was in the kitchen, and the heat ran out from inside there. Then they hear 4 explosions, and the light went out. When they look here, so all they look up above the house, and all the smarters coming down outside the yard burning. I get some of the smarters in the top of my head and up on my hand too.
Member of Parliament for the area, Trevor Prescott, was at the scene. He said he was disappointed it had to come to this.
What is really painful to it is that the residents be reporting this kind of behavior, this kind of injurious, irrational kind of conduct. And on more than one occasion, residents were in a state of, the best word I can use is nervousness, as a result of seeing how this man continues to operate without taking into consideration lives, houses, or any material thing of value, which is in close proximity where he constantly continues to light fire.
Investigations into the matter are ongoing. Crystal Hoyt, CBC News.
CBC's flagship event, Queue in the Community, opened 2024 by taking its patrons to a never-before-used venue and promising bigger and better queues as it moves across the length and breadth of Barbados. The first queue zone after the Christmas break was yesterday in Silver Sands. The event, which was a staple for many in 2023, opened the year 2024 in fine style, taking patrons to uncharted spaces in Christchurch. Marketing specialist Nicole Collins reflected on last year and this year's first event.
2023 was indeed a wonderful year for Queue in the Community. We had the opportunity to touch many communities across Barbados, as is our aim. And today is really special for us as we start Queue 2024 at a brand new location. We've never brought the Queue family to this location. We are here at the Red Moon Bar at Silver Sands Christchurch. And from all reports thus far, our Queue family are totally enjoying this venue.
People headed to Silver Sands to partake in the dominoes, the lime, the food, including the fish cakes, and of course to be on the dance floor, enjoying the DJ session of Oldie Goldies. With the spirit of community and togetherness being in the forefront for the event, Collins is promising an even greater 2024.
We are looking forward to a really good season for 2024. We want to encourage our Q family to continue to come out, follow our station, Q100.7 FM, Q100.7 on Facebook, and continue to come out and enjoy Q in the community, CBC, Q in the community, bringing community to community.
So, if Q was good for you in 2023, it will be even better in 2024. The Antigua and Barbuda Defense Force is set to significantly expand its thriving agricultural program. It is aiming to make a more sustainable contribution to the country's food production and ensure the nation eats more of what it grows. We hear more in this ABS television report.
Chief of Defense Staff Colonel Telbert Benjamin says the primary goal is not only to meet the ABDF's consumption needs, but also to play a more substantial role in advancing the country's overall food security. The program commenced several years ago with pig farming and later expanded its scope to include crop production in 2020, during the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic.
We ended 2023. It was noted that our crop production for that year exceeded in value over $50,000. A marked improvement for us in terms of our crop piece. The animal production piece, we have grown by leaps and bounds. For that, by the end of 2023, we had in excess of a dozen pieces of meat.
Pigs and goats are now being reared, and the meat from the livestock is utilized to supply the ABDF's kitchen and organizations such as the Fines Institute. Over the weekend, Prime Minister, the Honorable Gaston Brown, pledged additional resources to further support the expansion of the program, as well as the prison farm.
Discussion with the Prime Minister was about improving beyond our current position, improving to a point where we can inject some of our product into the economy itself.
The support that will be provided includes the importation of livestock feed and importing or sourcing fish pot wires locally. Colonel Benjamin says with the dedication of hard-working soldiers overseeing the operations at the Crabs Training Facility, the program is poised to continue growing by leaps and bounds.
Ambition for piggery is that we are going to go for, by the end of this year, go for 100 animals within our piggery itself. Similarly, we're going to be doing the same thing for the herds of goat that we do have. In addition to that, we have just begun a robust program of replanting at our facility at Crabs.
Corporate Jamaica has an important role to play in addressing Jamaica's crime problem. That's the view of Prime Minister Andrew Holness as he encouraged new investments. Details in this TVJ report.
As Jamaicans continue to plan and hope for the new year, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has outlined a New Year theme for his administration.
For 2024 will be peace, productivity, prosperity.
Jamaica recorded 1,393 murders in 2023. That's 7.8% fewer homicides compared to 2022. But still troubling for a small country. According to the Prime Minister, the crime-fighting measures being implemented must be supported by other efforts, including from corporate Jamaica.
Our industrialists, our businessmen, our small business people have an important role to play in getting us to peace.
Mr. Holness was speaking at the announcement ceremony for the National Baking Company's new factory in Catherine Hall, St. James. He believes major investments, like National's $6.7 billion investment in Western Jamaica, will help.
So, how do we get to peace? A big part of it is what we're doing right here. A big part of it is making the investments that will pull the people in, who we will train to higher order skills so that they can get income, so that they don't have to be drawn into crime.
National Bakery's chairman and CEO Gary Hendrickson says while the company will continue to invest, smaller entities must get more assistance to grow before they can be expected to invest.
We think it's the only way to grow the SMEs. We're going to have to get up on Big Brother them a little bit I can't run the places for them. What we can do is help them with things like marketing and promotion.
Continues to serve the public even as the organization wrestles with its own challenges. The president of the society, which is celebrating 75 years in existence, has been detailing some of the plans to continue the organization's service to the society and to overcome its own hurdles. DBS St. Lucia reports.
The St. Lucia Red Cross, which has served the general public from inception, is celebrating its 75th anniversary this year. A reflection was given on the evolution of the Red Cross and its collaborative partnerships and the long-lasting impact of service which can be seen today. The president of the St. Lucia Red Cross, Hubert Pierre, while expressing gratitude for the support given to the organization, highlighted the upcoming challenges which will affect the ability of the organization meeting the growing demands of citizens.
Well, I wanted to first of all say thank you for all those who have helped the Red Cross in the time past, and especially last year. We have challenges now. We have great challenges that of cash flow, and we are happy for those who have supported us. This year we are going to celebrate 75 years of our existence in St. Lucia and helping the people of St. Lucia, and we are very, very proud of it. As far as everything else is concerned, we are noticing trends that, if left unchecked, we don't know where we are going to end up.
The president of the Red Cross has noted an increase in vulnerable persons seeking assistance, alluding that it is as a result of economic factors which the country faces. Pierre encourages the public to continue their generous donations to the organization.
These days, more and more persons are appearing on the Red Cross doorstep seeking for help, and we are doing all we possibly can to help. We know for a fact that the cost of living is getting higher and higher. We were very, very happy when Windward and Leeward Brewery came forth. The government of St. Lucia did come forth and supported us. And we have other friends from time to time who do their very, very best to ensure that the St. Lucia Red Cross stays afloat.
Pierre outlined plans for the development of youth since the longevity of the organization is dependent on them. The president also seeks to undertake more initiatives which will target 75 volunteers for the Red Cross Youth Corps. Pierre also seeks to expand the reach of the Red Cross in all communities and schools island-wide by the end of this year. The president asserts that with such measures in place, the service of the organization will never fade.
We want the Red Cross to have longevity, so the key factor here would be the development of youth. Already we have a youth council, and for National Youth Council, and next, God's willing, next week, Thursday that is, we'll be launching the youth manual, which of course will instruct them as to how they do all their programming, whether it's youth in school or youth outside of school. It's something we tried in 1992, but we lost some of it. But now we have put all of it together so they have a manual as a guide.
Pediatric plastic surgeons from the United States are to visit Belize on a medical mission trip this weekend. They're doing so through a program headed by the NGO World Pediatric Project. The team will be conducting screening for patients suffering from growth defects, malformations, and scarring that require surgical intervention. Candace Joseph, mission coordinator for World Pediatric Project, says the organization brings in teams annually and that the surgeries are free of charge.
Throughout the year, we receive referrals from all over the country. That is then put into our database, and then we have a list of patients that's compiled at the end of the year, and those patients are called and invited to clinic. We also have an open clinic whereby we advertise via our flyers and on the news so that these patients can come to our clinic. When they get to the clinic on Sunday, they'll be given a number, they'll be registered, and they will be able to see the doctor. Based on the evaluation, they will determine which patients will be surgical patients and which patients will be follow-up patients for the following year or referred to another specialty. After our clinic, we have a meeting in the evening and we make our surgery schedule. We call the patients and let them know what day they'll be doing surgeries. Our surgeries will be from Monday to Thursday at the Southern Regional Hospital. At World Pediatric Project, we provide services that is not available in country. So that is how we came up with pediatric plastic surgery. Since there is no pediatric plastic surgeon in the country of Belize, that's how we started bringing our surgeons here. And we have it at Southern Regional Hospital because the Ministry of Health supports us and the hospital accommodates us with 2 operating theaters since we have a huge team. So anyone that has issues concerning ear deformities, cleft lip and palate, different growths, we also have burn victims that also could qualify or would have one of the conditions that this team would be able to assist them with.
In sports, with a walk or drive-by in Fontebelle this week, one would have seen an escalation of work at Kensington Oval for the upcoming ICC Cricket World Cup. The 4 light towers at Kensington are being dismantled. Work on the 4 light poles of 200 feet each began on Monday. The entire project of switching the lights for better LED bulbs is expected to be completed in 3 months. Kensington Oval will be hosting 9 matches at the T20 World Cup, including the final on June 29th. Evan Smith is the project manager for Hellis Construction, the subcontractors for the job.
Doing is preparing the stadium for the World Cup coming up. So we're taking down all the old lights and going to be putting up new LED fixtures, new poles. So it's going to be greener, it's going to be brighter and much better. We got to finish before the World Cup, so we're hoping to have all the new poles and everything up, I believe by the mid-April at the absolute latest. So that's where we're at on it. So it'll be getting LED fixtures, much more energy efficient, less maintenance, everything that you want when you have lights on a stadium. That's what LED will give you.
It's time now to see what the weather picture will be like today. The barometric pressure stands at 1012.8 millibars and the temperature 25.6 degrees Celsius. The humidity is some 78% and the winds are from the east at 30 kilometers per hour. It's presently fair. The seas are moderate in open water with swells ranging from 1.5 to 2.5 meters and increasing. Small craft operators and sea bathers should exercise caution. The first high tide was at 5:02 a.m. and the second will be at 4:20 p.m. The first low tide will be at 10:07 a.m. and the second low tide at 10:06 p.m. The forecast for Barbados today, mostly sunny at first, becoming a mix of sunshine and clouds with a few scattered light showers. Heading into tonight, it's expected to be a mix of clear skies and clouds with the occasional scattered light to moderate showers. That's today's morning report. Our next newscast is Newsday at 12 on TV8, followed by The World at 1 via our network of radio stations, 100.7 FM, 98 The One, and 94.7 FM. Morning Barbados coming up with our first guest, Dr. Wanda Bellamy.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
It's Friday. Yes, we made it all the way to the end of the week here on Morning Barbados. And I'm happy that you're with me again this Friday morning because it's going to be an exciting morning on the show. We have a mixed crop of things. We have medicine, we have dance, we have just about everything. Even the world of gaming is going to be with us this morning here on Morning Barbados. So there's a lot for you to sit in that chair and look forward and watch us do. Well, don't be too late for work, but keep tuned. Morning Barbados. I want to say good morning to Dr. Wanda Bellamy. Yes, she's a urologist at the QEH, and she is the first woman in that field. So with that alone, she's automatically my friend. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I am great. Urology. It's a specialty that for years Barbados has had only a few names that you hear of. People study medicine, they want to go automatically to pediatrics. A lot of young doctors are now getting into the world of aesthetics. But what made you want to do urology?
Okay. When I came through medical school and I reached the wards, the clinical part of medical school, I realized that I loved surgical procedures. I didn't know quite yet that it was surgery, but procedures. I even liked pediatrics, or thought I did. But I realized I liked doing the procedures in the neonatal ICU. So when it came to choosing a career, surgery was number one. And then as I rotated through surgery, I realized that urology was a niche on its own, where we had our own patient set, basically, the majority men, but some women. And the pathology within urology is very interesting and limited to a certain set, just the genitourinary tract. And that makes it very unique. It's interesting, and innovation and technology has really, really spun off over the years. So there's so much to learn, and there's so much progress that has been made. So it's exciting.
Okay, and you actually sound excited in terms of describing it.
Yeah, I am.
You know, kind of thing. And I'm thinking, who wants to be around the bladder? Who wants to be around kidneys? And that's the other thing too, because when we think urology, we only think about dialysis, we think about a urinary tract infection, but I'm sure the world of urology is a lot more than that.
It definitely is, and actually dialysis is more the medical aspect of kidney disease. That's not urology at all. That's nephrology. We deal with surgical problems, either problems that can be rectified with surgery or have some kind of anatomical issue. The patient has an anatomical problem, obstruction that can potentially be repaired by surgery. Whereas the medical aspect, when there's a medical problem with the kidney, you kind of have to tend towards dialysis. You have to replace the kidney with dialysis. Urologists, if you do that aspect, would replace the kidney by transplanting the kidney. So that's the difference,
okay,
you see?
between the two.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Now, in terms of doing procedures and so on, you never had any level of squeamishness? Because there's some people who are doctors, but they would tell you, I don't want to open anyone up.
No, definitely not. Maybe my first day reaching the wards as a student, the curtains were closed and I thought about what I was going to see behind the curtain, and it freaked me out for that one time. But after that, not a problem. But it's very different when you're in the operating room. You make the wound, you make the incision, you look at the anatomy, you dissect. It's so gratifying. It's it's a really good feeling to do surgery, actually. It makes our week. We can get through the clinic and the ER and all of that with one surgery day. It makes up for all of that.
So that's where you prefer to be?
Definitely.
Definitely.
The OR is what it's all about.
So how do you feel knowing that the profession, this particular specialty, is so male dominant? And was it hard for you to have to fight for your position in that space?
I feel good that I am the first female urologist in Barbados. I'm not the first female urologist in the Caribbean. There are others, a few others, who have gone ahead of me, and we stick together as females in urology. It wasn't hard, I would say, to get into the program or get through, to qualify, if you understand what I mean. Obviously, it also depends on the patient's outlook. Are you happy to come to a female urologist? It's a new thing for most men.
But that's what I was going to ask. If they don't have apprehensions that, somebody's going to be, a woman is going to be the one to determine if those things continue to work correctly thereafter.
Right. So I infrequently get a patient who would prefer, or who seems to prefer, they may not tell me, to speak to a male colleague. Very infrequently. And it's probably down to the choice. They don't have many choices. But that's because I'm in the public system as well. I probably would have to see how it goes in the private system.
Okay.
However, What I do find is that when if I communicate with them well and they understand what I'm telling them about their health, it's not a problem. They actually open up and they're able to express how they feel about their health. So initially they may be uncomfortable, but I find that they do settle down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of the health concerns and prostate and all these other things, what are some of the things that you tend to favor in terms of the procedures you do? And do you prefer operating more on males or females?
Definitely males. I do like male pathology more so. I love to do prostate surgeries, whether it's for an enlarged prostate or prostate cancer. The two operations are different, but it's a lot of dissection and intricate details about the surgery that make it very interesting. I do like kidney surgery as well. In fact, I like every surgery.
Okay.
But urologists
You like that scalpel.
I do. But urologists do a lot of surgeries that don't involve a scalpel, actually. So they're open procedures, which are very good. But then we do a lot of endoscopic work. So a lot of camera work with small cameras going through the urine passage and actually either resecting or scraping the prostate that way, doing bladder tumors that way. We do laser surgeries. So the range, we go from fully open to fully endoscopic, where the patient doesn't even have an incision.
Okay.
And that's the beauty of it as well.
So you love the technology and all the
I do.
advances it's
Yes.
been making?
Yes. Even stone surgery has progressed from open all the way to, simply putting it, a puncture surgery, which would be a PCNL, or even just shock wave, where you have no incision at all, no camera. It's all
Explain
external.
shockwave, because that sounds as though some sort of vibration is going to be against the area to try to dissolve that stone.
Pretty much.
Oh,
So
okay.
it is-
So I'm bang on then.
So the stone is inside your kidney, but you lie on a bed, pretty much sandwiched between a machine that is sending shock waves, that's sending waves to actually destroy the stone. So the waves reach the stone. It's like sound waves, basically.
Okay.
Nothing is seen. Well, something is heard, certainly, and that shatters the stone inside you. So that, that technology is really good. It's not for every stone, but certainly is a good option for patients who qualify for that kind of treatment, because they don't have an incision. They don't have to have, in an invasive procedure.
And I've heard people talk about kidney stones and how painful it can be and that kind of thing. I've never experienced it, but I've heard that the pain can be severe. So I'm sure moving from somebody who's on that bed screaming to a situation where you get to visit and see a much calmer individual must be really gratifying.
Definitely. And stone pain is one of the worst pains known to man. I suppose labor pains as well, but at least with labor pains you get a nice baby to cuddle.
Oh, I don't think we want to see the stone thereafter, right?
Exactly.
What about when it comes to having to operate on children with any kind of urological issue? I know sometimes, like for example, as a mother, I know sometimes little boys can get into all kinds of dangers and get repeated bladder infections and different things.
Yeah.
And some of them actually end up with blockages, and you might have to correct those. How is it dealing with the little ones?
So I don't do a lot of pediatric urology. Pediatric urology is, yes, a subspecialty of urology, but it is so special and so different from adult urology that doctors who train as pediatric urologists tend to only do pediatric.
that?
They tend to, unless you're in a setting like, say, Barbados, where we kind of have to be all-rounders to some extent. If you practice pediatric urology, that's pretty much all you do, because the range of disease is so far from what you see in adults. Children don't have prostate problems.
Yes.
Really what they may have is a ureteric problem, a reflux problem that leads to a kidney problem, or a whole bladder issue that you have to do a lot of reconstruction for, or they're born with their the tip of the penis where the urine comes out, that may be in a different location, opening a little further up and not at the tip. And that requires years of reconstruction to get it to be more normal, you know, and get them to be able to stand and urinate in a normal way. So it is an involved field, and you have to be really committed to that, because if you meet that patient at age, you know, at birth, you will continue to follow that patient for the most part for the rest of their life if you're doing that kind of reconstructive surgery. So you see, so it's quite committed. Yeah, but I mean, we can, you know, I can handle the circumcisions, the simple surgeries of a child.
Yeah,
circumcision that child needs.
And of course, it's best at birth, because some people thereafter have issues. They get, even the mothers get all squeamish having to deal with it as the child is older. Now, in terms of
I tend to disagree.
You too?
Yes, I think that we can all try to stretch the foreskin every day, about twice a day at baths, once during that first year of life.
First of all, you have to convince little boys to take a bath. And this is coming from a boy mom. You have to convince them to do that. Furthermore, to have to be stretching. And they're like, no, it's going to be painful.
So I'm a boy mom. So
exactly.
I am advocating that you do it in the first year of life when they have they can't argue back.
Precisely.
Right?
The earlier the better.
The earlier the better, and you may actually you usually will avoid the circumcision.
Yeah, the earlier the better. Now, in terms of the services provided, what are the range of services currently at the QEH that you can offer to your patients?
Okay. So, starting from the kidney, just anatomically, the kidney, the ureter, the bladder, the prostate, the penis, the scrotum, the testicles. We can offer surgeries on all those organs in terms of stone disease, tumors and malignancies, prostate enlargement, bladder stones, urinary obstruction. You know, we can manage pretty much all of those. What limits us in Barbados at the moment is some of the more modern equipment. Not in Barbados, I should say, in the public sector, where you would have heard me maybe mention in my last interview, we don't have a lasers yet. So we can't do laser surgery, laser prostates, but it doesn't mean we can't manage stones and prostate. Yeah. So we manage most things in an open surgical way. But once we get that laser, or once we get more equipment, we'll be able to do more endoscopic work. You know.
What about women who may present with major bladder issues, say after complications from childbirth, stuff like that, repairing incontinence in women? Do you do that work too?
So again, another involved neurological specialty. So I don't have that much experience, but certainly I do know in that field, that's reconstruction. But yes, we can repair bladders, we can do some extent of it, but sometimes women with incontinence need slings placed. That can be done. And if it is that we can't, or we don't feel confident that we have the experience to do it, we can always find the path by which they can get it placed.
Okay, so in terms of referrals,
yeah,
whether it be to somebody else in the region,
we know
you are bringing people in.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned that you too are a boy mom. How do you juggle the two?
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like a headless chicken, running here, running there. However, I once watched a world leader, a female world leader who was obviously a mother, a leader, everything. She said, every day something has to give, honestly. So one day it's going to be, I'm in the OR and that's my focus for the entire day. And the children will be picked up at 4 o'clock, and then I will focus on them. But I can't do it all at the same time in one day.
Understood.
But generally, it's 24 hours of constant going until I
Well, let me tell you, you're going and you're still looking well for doing it.
Well, thank God.
Yes, so nothing has been lost. I want to thank you so much, Dr. Wanda Bellamy, for coming and continue to do the work. I hope you get all the equipment needed so that we can continue in this field and be as top-notch as I can see you're determined to be. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Up next, we are going to be having the Foundation School Old Scholars. Yes, they're going to be in to tell us about what they're going to get up to. I'm going to see my good friend, Donovan. Yes, looking forward to that. So we'll see you in a minute.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb. From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kia Lewis, General Practitioner and Healthy Lifestyle Advocate. Good nutrition starts at home. So this school year, I want you to consider packing healthy, nutritious snacks and lunches for your children to carry, rather than having them buy them at school. And don't just pack things you think they...
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
And we're back. Yes, this morning we are going to be talking all about the Foundation Old Scholars Association. With me, I have Maureen Holder and Adrian Donovan. Now, they're going to be having some events coming up to really get the organization as active as they want it to be again. I don't know if some of you know that at one stage Foundation was all boys. That would have been in the time of Mr. Donovan, so we won't give out that age, but hey, you know he's been around. And Maureen is gonna be talking about the elections and, you know, the whole reactivation of the process, because all of us are school proud. Never mind there's somebody in another zone that thinks they're the only school, but all of us are school proud, and rightly so, because that's what helped to get us here. Good morning to you.
Good morning,
now,
Wendy.
Yes. Now, Adrian, you went to Boys Foundation, and what would make you all now want to reactivate that old time thing and get the first guys back in and get them active in the school's development?
Well, we also want to give the younger ones who are there now a little history. And the first thing is that they need to know is that we are in a unique location in Christchurch. Yes. The school is called the University on the Hill. We are located top of Oystins Hill, just above the Bay Garden and you know that stuff. And we're situated between a quarry and a graveyard. There's no other school in Barbados with that ambience.
Not all.
At all.
At all.
Sometimes during the day is lovely activity. Sometimes in the afternoon it could be grief. It depends.
Yeah.
But the school has produced many outstanding members of society.
Yes, that's right.
And we believe that it's time now that we have to get back together to get some things that are lacking. The school needs a facelift.
That's right.
It needs a pavilion. And before this board, we're going to call out some names for some people to get on
bring
board.
some money and come.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, we need the help.
Yes. So what are
help.
some of the activities that you're looking at doing to really bring them out and get them to give back?
Thanks for asking, Wendy. We were tasked, when I say we, I'm talking about an ad hoc committee. We were tasked with the responsibility of hosting a social
as well as the AGM and the elections, because we want to have a new executive for FOSA installed by March 31st. So we thought that this January, on the 27th, around 7-8 p.m., we would want to have a gathering of foundationers of all ages. Once you're an old scholar, once you're a member of the association, or even new members, we invite new people to come and join the association so we can get the association active and vibrant again. You know, we used to be a really good association. Everybody from all the schools used to come to our events. And now, unfortunately, due to COVID and other circumstances, the association is not as active as we would want it to be. So we're going to host a social gathering on January 27th, starting at 7 p.m. until 12 a.m. Music, light refreshments, and it's going to be free.
Okay.
But of course, it's only to past foundation students and any person who would want to become a member of FOSA. And then we're going to have a nominations process, because we're introducing a new type of, we're in the 21st century.
Yes.
So we have introduced a new type of election process, starting with the nominations. The nominations would open from the 1st of February and close on the 29th.
And how do they get into there? Do you have a website?
We have forms, nomination forms, very easy, very easy. We're going to put some online, and those who are not technologically savvy, we're going to have some printed, and they're going to be at the office at the school that you can collect, you can fill in and drop it in. Now you can nominate yourself or anybody else.
Donovan, don't do that. Don't nominate yourself. Let them nominate you.
You can do that. And it gives an opportunity for people to come forward and serve, Wendy, rather than somebody say, hey, you know, come and serve on this committee, and you saying no. No, if you're really interested and somebody knows about your skills and talents, they can nominate you for you to serve on the executive come March 23rd. March 23rd is the elections day. That's the AGM.
Are all positions open?
Yes, there are 9 positions on the executive, and we want all foundationers to come out because we want the elections process to go smoothly. And at the end of the day, we want to see a vibrant and strong executive install so that we're back on top of the game.
Understood. Now, I want to talk to you quickly about this pavilion that you all want, because you all were double champions for volleyball, and there are lots of other sports I'm sure that foundation is excelling in. How are you going to start the ball going, Donovan?
Football.
About years ago, we had a George Garner secondary school competition that we played at Dover, 20 games. We started with 10 teams, we went to 15, we ended with 20, and it went on. Unfortunately, it got a little burdensome on people who had to work the next day. We went for 2 days a week and 3 days a week. We raised some funds, and then it stopped. Because a lot of people who were volunteering the service at that time were very tired and worn out. And some of the people that come out. So it stopped. So we are hoping to start it back sometime this year. Unfortunately, this year we faced with the World Cup in June. So everybody will be busy and caught up doing other things. But that is on the drawing cards. And today is the first day that they're going to hear about our plans to bring it back. It's the first time. So congratulations to you, Wendy.
Yes, I thank you. I like being first. I like being first, Donovan. Yes, bring it up. Now, outside of that particular endeavor, Maureen, what are some of the other things that you're looking to do to raise this money?
Well, for our association, in terms of the ad hoc committee and what we're doing, we would want to raise some money to put on the activities that we want to, because we need money to print ballot sheets, we need money to print some of those nomination forms, and we also need money to host the social. Any donation in any amount could help us at this point in time. We're putting on the event, the social event, in anticipation that people really would come out and support. The camaraderie would be built again. People will socialize. People will be interested in FOSA because we make valuable contributions to the school. We're not just an organization just sitting there. We do things for our membership, but also we do things for the school. So once we get back on track and we've got a very strong working group of people who will form the new executive, we will take off again. So, but right now we need the assistance, we need the support of foundation people, and we're asking them to come out in their numbers and support the social, support the AGM and the elections, and also to come and vie for positions, bring your skills. People like Adrian still have a lot to offer.
They do,
You know, so I mean, we want foundationers to come out so that we can really reactivate FOSA again and really look after the school and the new ones who are now coming out of the school.
Because I was going to say that you need to let them know that they too are welcome.
Oh, they are welcome, definitely, definitely. The University on the Hill, we've been doing a lot of good things up there. That school is out front in sport, out front in cricket, there's football, there's volleyball, even in academics. We have consistently we've had our first, well, I shouldn't say our first scholarship, because really and truly our first scholarship was in 1954, unofficial. We didn't have a sixth form then.
Yes.
By the late Dr., oh my gosh, his name slips me now, but we had our first scholarship in 1954. He was a dentist. I'm trying to remember his name. Anyhow, and when we had our first official sixth form, we've had a Barbados scholarship, we've had exhibitions, and we've been consistent in terms of
people are choosing foundation now.
Absolutely.
People are choosing foundation.
Absolutely. We've been consistent with at least one or two exhibitions consistently over from the period of time when we got the official sixth form up to this year. We had one exhibition. So, I mean, we're doing things, and we have a scholarship fund, which I was the initial coordinator. That scholarship fund assists bright foundationers who go on to university, who go on to BCC. They would not obviously get a Barbados scholarship or an exhibition, but yet they're
but
good.
they've done well
enough.
And they need the support.
Absolutely.
Because we realize.
So we do that.
Now, you were talking about the facelift needed. Now, most times other people, Donovan, just get together, pull a pocket, bring some brushes, and start the task.
The last thing we did was to get some of the older members who went through foundation to do a painting job, a facelift. But that was some years ago. We spent a couple of Saturday afternoons before school started. So those things we have to start back. So there are people who may not want to serve on the executive, but can just give us some support, whether financially or moral or whatever. People like Sir Johnny Richard Cheddarham, Keith Holder, Richard Hurdle,
Reginald Farley,
Dr. Adrian Lord.
Dr. Adrian Lord.
And we could go on.
And we could go on. Carl Roberts.
But I'm going to mention Carl, especially here. I enjoyed my time in school to the fullest, the max. And we had to do it again, and do it all over again. I wasn't a bad behavior boy. I was a mischievous fella.
Oh, there's a big difference between
bad
mischief
behavior
and bad behavior. Yes.
So I would find me sometimes taking up a fella lunchbox and running and hiding it. I get some licks the next day. But my main thing I love and some other names that they want me to call on national television were with me. So suddenly we had some very glamorous young ladies. At that time we were separated. Glamorous young ladies like Dr. Alison Leacock, Sarah Carol Roberts, Mary Maudsley, Marlene Baston. And those girls would be cladded in a skin fit outfit doing gymnastics in the hall. And they got chemistry and math and all kind of academic things that have my head kerfuffle. And me and a couple more ease up the classroom and go in the back of the hall and just peek through the window to see these lovely figures.
Well, you can't be peeping anymore, Donovan. I want to thank you both for coming.
The pumping, the pumping.
And it's kept you well.
And then the next day we get some lashes.
It's kept you well. Maureen, I can see you have your work cut out with you on this ad hoc committee at Donovan. But I wish you both well going forward. And on the 27th, encouraging all Foundation School Old Scholars to come out and be a part of it. I want to thank Adrian Donovan and Maureen Holder for joining me to talk about the Foundation School Old Scholars Association and its revitalization. Morning Barbados will be back after the break.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kia Lewis, general practitioner and healthy lifestyle advocate. Good nutrition starts at home. So this school year, I want you to consider packing healthy, nutritious snacks and lunches for your children to carry, rather than having them buy them at school. And don't just pack things you think they should have. Have a discussion and come up with things that you both know they will enjoy.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me
longer. You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
With your morning news recap, I'm Wendy Burke. The newly formed sugar company should start work on Monday with a number of employees. The Barbados Sustainable Energy Cooperative Society Limited, Co-op Energy, will be running the Agricultural Business Company Limited, ABC, and the Barbados Energy and Sugar Company, Inc., BESC, which will be responsible for the production and sale of sugar. Chairman Lieutenant Colonel Trevor Brown, in an interview with CBC, says all systems are go.
We are very comfortable with the way that things have been going. We are on track for operations to restart on Monday. And those persons who will be coming onto staff will be notified by then. We're in that process now, and we expect that by Monday we will be up and running. There will be in the region of 200 people starting between the two companies on Monday, and that number goes up to by another 60 or so by February as we really get everything settled and going.
In relation to the actual start of the crop and the operations of the Portville factory, Lieutenant Colonel Brown told Morning Barbados that too is shaping up nicely.
From a planning point of view, we're very much on track with that. So basically, the actual date of start will depend on things like the weather and the readiness of the farm, the readiness of the factory. But typically, the crop starts sometime in February, and we are well on track to meet that normal deadline.
Of solar technology into the manufacturing process, he says that is on the cards for a medium and long-term strategy.
Those are all nature, but those are all more like medium to longer term plans. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the road. In the initial stage, what our objective is to stabilize the sugar industry itself, the production of cane, getting the land back in proper shape, getting the factory in proper shape. And this is all in preparation for then expanding into renewable energy areas, both in terms of biomass and PV and even wind. So those are all in the pipeline.
Barbadians are being warned to brace for an increase in motor insurance premiums. This after figures from the General Insurance Association of Barbados suggest claims paid out by insurers have increased by about $12 million annually between 2020 and 2022. GIAB President Randy Grain says on the current trajectory, there could be $100 million in claims this year from 7,400 accidents on average.
In 2020, we paid out $59 million in motor insurance claims in this country. In 2021, that figure increased to $71 million. And in 2022, the figure increased to $83 million. At this trajectory, we would be paying over $100 million in motor insurance, in motor claims this year if we are not able to control and curb the number of motor vehicle accidents in this country. In most recent figures, we saw 7,400 accidents a year. That's 600 accidents a month and 20 accidents a day. The frequency is just really increasing at a rate that we can't control. So you have that combined with the fact that inflation on motor vehicle parts and labor and so on are causing the increase in the cost of repairs, plus the increase in the frequency of accidents, is leaving us in an unsustainable territory.
The one way Mr. Grain believes can lower insurance costs is to reduce accidents.
We're trying our best to control the costs that are associated with the claims. We really want to focus on using whatever resources we have to minimize the accidents. We have been a strong supporter of electronic vehicle registration, having these speed cameras around to try to contain and minimize the driver behavior. And we prefer to focus on those measures and getting those measures implemented so that we can control the roads and reduce the accidents. If we reduce the accidents, we can reduce the premiums and everybody's back into a better position.
One man is in police custody after fire destroyed a home and damaged several others in Barkers Road, St. Michael yesterday evening. CBC's Crystal Hoyt has the details.
Firemen doing their best to ensure the fire that destroyed this home is completely extinguished. It was engulfed in flames just after 5 p.m. and threatened to spread to other houses. CBC understands the house was occupied by one male. Fire tenders from the Arch Hall, Bridgetown and Worthing fire stations were dispatched, along with 15 fire officers. Neighbor Easton Jackman said he was afraid he would lose his home.
The firemen come here, and when they hit that, when the water hit it, it exploded. For the 5 more minutes, it would have gone. Right? But the tall galvanized there is what helped save it. But 5 more minutes, it would have gone. To tell how I feel, I'm really unsure because, I mean, a person work all the days, work hard, and build a house, and then to see it go down in the trickle of an eye. I was in the kitchen, and the heat ran out from inside there. Then they hear 4 explosions, and the light went out. When they look here, so all they look up above the house, and all the smarters coming down outside the yard burning. I get some of the smarters in the top of my head and up on my hand too.
Member of Parliament for the area, Trevor Prescott, was at the scene. He said he was disappointed it had to come to this.
What is really painful to it is that the residents be reporting this kind of behavior, this kind of injurious, irrational kind of conduct. And on more than one occasion, residents were in a state of, the best word I can use is nervousness, as a result of seeing how this man continues to operate without taking into consideration lives, houses, or any material thing of value, which is in close proximity to where he constantly continues to light fire.
Investigations into the matter are ongoing. Crystal Hoyt, CBC News.
Corporate Jamaica has an important role to play in addressing Jamaica's crime problem. That's the view of Prime Minister Andrew Holness as he encouraged new investments. Details in this TVJ report.
As Jamaicans continue to plan and hope for the new year, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has outlined a New Year theme for his administration.
For 2024 will be peace, productivity, prosperity.
Jamaica recorded 1,393 murders in 2023. That's 7.8% fewer homicides compared to 2022, but still troubling for a small country. According to the Prime Minister, the crime-fighting measures being implemented must be supported by other efforts, including from corporate Jamaica.
Our industrialists, our businessmen, our small business people have an important role to play in getting us to peace.
Mr. Holness was speaking at the announcement ceremony for the National Baking Company's new factory in Catherine Hall, St. James. He believes major investments, like National's $6.7 billion investment in Western Jamaica, will help.
So, how do we get to peace? A big part of it is what we're doing right here. A big part of it is making the investments that will pull the people in, who we will train to higher order skills so that they can get income, so that they don't have to be drawn into crime.
National Bakery's chairman and CEO Gary Hendrickson says while the company will continue to invest, smaller entities must get more assistance to grow before they can be expected to invest.
We think it's the only way to grow the SMEs. We're going to have to get up and big brother them a little bit. I can't run the places for them. What we can do is help them with things like marketing and promotion.
And that's our news recap. We'll take a break and be back with Morning Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why? I need.
My friend, you don't plan to get her. Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
And we're back with you here on Morning Barbados. Now, this morning we are going to be traveling to Jamaica. Yes, we're going to meet the Valkyries of Arcadia. What are they? You're going to find out. Good morning to you, Empress Nile.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Now, Empress Nile is the manager director of Valkyries of Arcadia. What is that and what do you do?
Well, the Valkyries of Arcadia, we are an all-girl pop entertainment gaming group. What that means is our focus is gaming, but we also do have other talents, i.e. singing, dancing, acting, modeling. We do cosplay and also create and host events.
Now, how long would you all have been around and what are some of the goals and objectives of the Valkyries?
Well, we've been around, we're a 20-year-old company. We've been doing this for a while. And since in Jamaica, we have been here since 2015, thereabouts. And our goal is to really empower, entertain, and educate people, especially women, about the pop culture industry, the pop entertainment industry, and show that you can be your authentic self while doing what you love.
Okay, and what you love is gaming. So I want you to tell me about your experience as a female gamer. You know, what are some of the games that you've been traveling to compete in? How much time do you spend online? What is it like in your world?
Well, growing up, we go from the beginning. My mother introduced me to gaming. Shout out to mom. She got me my PS1 and I've been playing games since then. Now, time passed and that console sadly broke. But I recently, in 2015, I guess, won Jamaica's first Just Dance Off tournament. And since becoming that winner, I decided to step back from competing and really focus on building a community, building a network, getting outreach, getting awareness for.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. No, you know, you would have given a little bit away by telling us what your first game was with the PlayStation 1. But since then, we've gone really, really far. So, like, what are some of the games that you actually enjoy playing most? What would you say is your top game and what's the top score?
Well, there are several. There is Call of Duty Mobile. That is my favorite game. Pokemon Unite. It's something similar to League of Legends, but more Pokemon style. Just Dance, because as you know, the Caribbean, Jamaica is so rich in dancing, and I think Just Dance meshes well into Jamaican culture. Those are a few of the top games I'm into right now.
Okay. Now, that's the gaming world, but you'd mentioned that there are a number of other things you've done, dance competitions, modeling, what have you. So how do you see yourself in terms of mainstream entertainment? Because I think at one point you all even had a successful show.
Yes, there are several. I also do host the Lab Video Game TV. I hosted back in 2022, 2023 thereabouts. I was there for almost 5 years. So that's a really good experience to get into TV, see what it's like. So I'm used to stuff like this now, thanks to that. and from that I can expand into other things.
So, what is your name in the world of Valkyrie's women? Who are you as a character?
Me, I'm pretty much the administrator. I am the manager. I work between administration and the Valkyries to see what is possible in terms of events, what's feasible to do, what's more beneficial for the group. Um, Hosting cosplay competitions and stuff like that, and other events. I basically manage the girls, and I play that role as it relates to being with the girls. I'm pretty much jack of all trades. I can do one of everything. The girls are very talented. They draw me into everything. There's the singing, that is Kwanai. She does her performances, and she gets us into it. I keep telling her, girl, you're the only person that God blessed with a lovely voice. Please use yourself. But she always brings us into it, and we still support her. Then we
Yes.
have Hasari. Hasari is our dance coordinator. Whenever we have performances that requires dancing, she gets us right. We have Alicia. She's in charge of wellness, fitness, emotionally, physically. And then we have Silva Nico. She's into cosplay and graphic design. I think that's all the girls that do it. And then I'm pretty much the one that comes along and puts it all together.
Okay.
Then
And you all are spread out between Jamaica and the US. So, how is it keeping it all together, ensuring that we all know when an upcoming gaming tournament is going to be on, or a special anime session to, get us all right and on track?
Well, thanks to social media, we're all spread out. We have the Valkyries here in Jamaica, we have Valkyries in the US, shout out to Robin and the others, and we also have Valkyries in Ghana. As I said, thanks to social media, it's really not that hard to communicate with each other, to arrange gaming nights where we do our live streams together. It's like they're a phone call away at least.
So, in terms of 2024 and the Valkyries, what are you looking to do? Are you looking to get younger girls on board in the gaming world? What are some of your plans?
Well, we're always looking to expand. Who wouldn't want their business to expand? In terms of events, Anime Confest is right around the corner. That is Jamaica's largest anime cosplay convention. Gamers can go there, cosplayers can go there. If you're into pop culture on a whole, that's where you want to be. In terms of the Valkyries' personal long-term goals, this year I'm making a really big push to create the Valkyries' own, as I say, studio, so we can do our reality TV show, because people have been asking, what do you guys do behind the camera? How it goes behind the screens. And I think the best way to show that is through a reality TV show. I can see everything into our lives.
Now, that is quite an undertaking. I mean, you all would have had some foray into it before, but now you're looking to take on a full production. How much planning have we had thus far in terms of trying to pull the show together?
We had 1 year to bring it together, and I have the administrator helping me with those things as well. So it's really not that hard. It's just to really create the space, and we already have the means, and we have the content. That's not a problem. So it's just, and the experience. So it's just to bring it to TV and do it.
Okay, and in bringing it to TV, will the Valkyries also look to pull the male end on board as well? Are you going to give any exposure to them, because you all are an offshoot of that? So are you going to look to expose them too?
Well, the men, the dudes, to be honest, they've been had the exposure. As I said, the Valkyries, we are the female division of Empire Arcadia. That means Empire Arcadia would be the umbrella, right? You have the Knights of Arcadia, which is the men who focus on the war and the competing and fighting, and But you have the women now who express ourselves differently. We game differently. We live differently. So, the dudes been had their run now. It's our time to run stuff.
Yes, it is the female. It is time for women to take over. Now, you were saying that in gaming, women express themselves differently. How so? I mean, because a controller is in your hand, you talk to people in pretty much the same way. What makes it different for how a woman games compared to how a man games?
We focus not so much, well, we do compete, but the difference I would say is more content creation, because we express things differently, we do things differently. And our side, well, I can speak for the Valkyrie side, we mostly focus on social gaming, not so much competing. So that's active gaming, keeping fit. So it's not just compete. It's not just to compete. We use gaming to fulfill our lives in other aspects as well. So that I think
Okay.
would make it different from the men.
Now, they compete a lot and they do a lot of the esports, but like for you females, are you also looking to perhaps get into that? Can we see you, say, coming to Barbados to try to have some tournaments with some of our people here? How far are we looking to push this?
Well, I personally, I've always wanted to island hop. I always wanted to see what it's like, what it's like for my next door neighbors. So I always wanted to bring games like Just Dance, because, as I said before, the Caribbean is so rich in dancing, and I think games like Just Dance is a perfect way to have like social but still competitive with with the audience. And there's also Anime Con. I heard you guys have your own anime convention over there. The Valkyries are looking to go there to see what it's like, see if there's any differences, what you guys do different. We want to bring Just Dance to Anime Con as well, and to see what it's like over there.
Okay, well, you're more than welcome to come and see what we do here in Barbados. Now, in terms of the show and the startup of it, what kind of timeline have you put in place?
This year, we're looking at this year to next year. Basically fall to going to 2025. So like August-ish, September-ish, going into the early next year.
Okay. Now, for you, with the costuming part of things, who makes them? Because I know Jamaicans have a rich culture of doing costuming, especially for the whole dance hall issues. But who does your costuming?
Well, I have Silver Neko to help me out with that. As I said, she is in charge of cosplay. She has the most experience amongst the girls in competing in cosplay competition, from Trinidad as well. So it will have the most experience getting us right into that. So she normally helps me with my cosplay. She helps the girls to either make or source or cosplay for events and stuff like that. So yeah, I would leave that. I leave that to her. She gets me right every time.
Okay, so what are the ideas for the Anime Con coming up?
Well, that is to be announced.
You don't even want to give us an inkling as to the characterizations or anything?
Well, I do have some costumes in mind. I'm thinking with my cosplays, I like to do things that I can either emulate easily or I resemble. So my ideas for this year, I'll give them surprises, but it's Nubia. That is actually Wonder Woman's sister. For those who didn't know, Wonder Woman does have a sister, and she is a queen. She's melanated, and she has hair like me. So, and then there is Urbosa. She is from Breath of the Wild, I believe, and Legend of Zelda for all the Triforce fans out there. And I believe I can emulate her well, and those are my ideas for cosplay this year.
Okay, and great ideas they are. So I am happy that you are showing that it's not just about men in this gaming space, that women can do it and women can do it well. The other area I wish we could delve into was the whole idea of women actually creating games for themselves, which are more female centric as opposed to, playing the ones from a man's world, more or less. But I want to thank you so much, Empress Nile, for coming on and to continue managing the Valkyries of Arcadia. I wish you well.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yes. We want to thank her, Empress Nile, coming out of Jamaica. Coming up on Morning Barbados, we're going to be talking with Sherry Pollard, the Assistant Director of Dance Fest 2023.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
I'm Anne St. John, a consultant pediatrician. When packing healthy lunch boxes, do include a fruit, which includes a banana, apple, orange, or grapes to supply fiber. Aim for low-calorie packaged snacks without the mention of flour or sugar amongst the four ingredients on the back label. 1 in 3 children in Barbados is affected by overweight or obesity. Let us join together as parents and care providers to reduce the further development of this chronic non-communicable disease within our communities.
Kids Karaoke is a platform for young aspiring singers to shine and express their musical abilities. Tune in to CBC TV 8 on Mondays at 5:30 p.m. and repeat it on Saturdays at 2 p.m. and enjoy the performances of these talented young singers.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
And we're back. It's time to talk dance. Remember, we promised you an entertaining Friday, and you are going to have it. This morning in studio with me, I have the Assistant Director of Dance Fest 2023. We'd met Calvin before. It's now time to meet Sherry Pollard. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, and good morning to Barbados. How are you?
I am well. Now, we're talking Dance Fest 2023. Now, along with being the assistant director of it, you're also one of the dance coaches. And I realize that you've brought with you males in dance. Tell me about that and how easy or difficult it was to actually re-energize men into this space again.
So it's really interesting because when Dance Fest first started, it was very male dominated, all of the dance crews, and that's because back then the style of dance that was really prominent was Passa Passa, and Passa Passa was the street dance of Jamaica, and a lot of the males were the ones that were doing it in the communities. So Dance Fest was a male heavy show, and when Mr. Prescott started talking about Dance Fest, he talked about wanting to see the males coming back out, especially out of the communities. So it wasn't difficult to get Multifarious because Multifarious is really the main dance group that is existing still doing that style of street dance. And we also were fortunate to get another young triple threat who we've seen him on stage before singing, but we haven't had the opportunity to see him performing as a dancer. So we were pleasantly surprised when he showed up to the audition. But males have always been a focus of this program, mainly because it is focused around the idea of bringing and giving the communities an alternate to what's happening on the streets, and we want to give them something positive to reinforce that. So males are are the future for us, and we also want to regenerate that drive for the males, because we don't see the males on stage as often, and we definitely want to see that more going forward.
Now, in terms of wanting the males to be in that space, do you find that you did a lot on the coaching end of things with them in terms of helping them to perfect stylings, understand stage a bit more? Because I mean, this thing was on hiatus for a bit.
Yeah, so Dance Fest honestly died with COVID and everything that was happening. So there was a focus on really re-energizing that, reminding young people what Dance Fest was, because Dance Fest was something that was so popular when it was first around. So to see it die was a little sad, but luckily we were able to bring that back in a very short time frame, because we honestly only had 3 weeks to work with when we did it for this one. So the coaching element was not on the scale that we would have liked, but it was reminding us of why we did it. So the coaching element was when we brought in the guys, we really went and worked with them. We went to their communities, we provided community spaces for them as well, and then we encouraged them. We looked and to see what their issues were, and funny enough, a lot of the issues lay beyond dance, but we do want the program to be something that is all encompassing. So we do want to address the issues that they're facing outside of the dance, and let the dance be the outlet or the avenue for the problems that they're facing, and turn something that could be very negative into a positive. So the males were, at least the males from Multifarious, were already fully engaged. They are I don't want to say the favorite dance crew, but the favorite dance crew amongst the females. So getting them wasn't difficult, but I think just giving dance again that life and allowing others to see like this is possible, I think going forward the community outreach and the coaching is going to be a very big aspect to bring more males on board.
And that's what I'm coming to now in terms of the going forward aspect. We're in 2024. We definitely want to have this event again. We don't want to see the death knell of it.
It will be happening again.
What inroads have you already started to make in terms of getting communities energized to want to participate?
So we've already met as a committee to start to think and plan for what we call the last one a rebirth. So we can't have a rebirth and not
twice.
Yeah, we can't rebirth twice. So we have to make sure that we keep the momentum that we built on December the 3rd. And we already have a month in May. We know that's going to be in November, and we know that it's happening. So now what we're going to do is make sure that we build out that community engagement and lead up before. So we're going to be doing community workshops. Then we're going to have the same zoning element that we had before we lead up to we're pushing for more of a festival. So when we say festival, you know, it can't just be like a one-off
and a one-day
event. So we're looking to see how we really build out the festival aspect so that it touches every community, and then it culminates into this one big festivity at the end. So I think that is going to be a big part of our community work that you're going to see us doing this time, and we're going to have a longer period to be able to really coach and work with those groups.
That's what I was going to ask about, that coaching period, if it's going to be a lot of workshopping, if you're going to all come together en masse, say at the NCF a Saturday to go through techniques. And
so there are multiple elements that go into dance, and we want to make sure that we give the dancers the tools that they need. So it's not going to just be about the dance and the dance technique and also exposing them to all the different styles, but we also want to prepare them for the staging of it. So a lot of persons know how to dance, but they don't necessarily know how to put together the choreography, which is where our coaches help them. And then outside of that, then the workshopping, we want to make sure that they understand staging, they understand lighting, they understand all the different elements that are going to making their piece not just the dance, but there's a huge screen behind you. How do you use that? You know, there's
has
sound.
To be a spectacle.
Yes, there's sound elements that, you know, Multifarious is great for mixing up these different songs. How do you pick and choose the songs that help to depict the story that you're trying to tell, the storytelling aspect of it, what you call your piece, how you write your synopsis? All of that are elements that we want to educate them on and make sure that outside of the community dance fest, that they can take their dance beyond that and be able to operate in the entertainment field and be able to be taken seriously. So we want to make sure that everything that we do has every element that will help them succeed beyond Dance Fest. We don't want them to just do Dance Fest and we see them next year for the next Dance Fest. After you do Dance Fest, then what?
Okay.
You know, so we want to make sure that
to have them on stages around the island,
yes,
treating it as a profession.
Exactly.
Well, that's if that's what they're interested in.
Yes, of course.
Because you can't discount the fact that some people just see it as great recreation.
Yes, it's true. But we found because a large part of what we do is also making sure that we're impacting the people that we're working with. And a good side of the feedback that we did get back from some of the dancers is that you kind of gave, especially the guys, you gave them this avenue and it built them up. And then after they had that one day, then you felt like if they kind of got forgotten about until the next year. So we don't want people to feel as though they're getting that almost that adrenaline, that high, and then we bring them all the way back down. We want to make sure that after Dance Fest, you know, even if it's just the social media aspect or the different aspects that come into it, that they continue to feel the love and support that they felt during Dance Fest, and we build up the dance community again.
Do you find that the energy that they brought started to reverberate throughout their communities?
Definitely.
Were other people then coming along, getting
yes,
interest?
And I think if you were able or fortunate enough to be at this Dance Fest, it was a little different because we took it to the beach. Never been done before, but to just see like young and old just getting up and dancing. We introduced a DJ element as well, so it went just beyond the dance, but the music, which is the heartbeat of the dance, and just seeing everybody just have wholesome fun and family fun, because I think that we as the generations past, we kind of segregate, and I think just the segmenting kind of just coming all back together and seeing everybody just operate as one family, not just as generations but also as dance communities. In a lot of the spaces we were in, everything is so competitive. The dancers themselves don't get an opportunity to just interact with one another, so just having that space to be able to interact without the pressure, because this year we didn't have it as a competition.
Oh, okay.
So being able to interact where the competition element was over, and this was just about putting your best foot forward and giving the audience the best of yourself.
So you're not going to return to competition?
We are going to have a competition element. This year the competition element happened at the zoning. We may keep that format again. It's still up for debate, but it was definitely something that was different that the dancers actually said that they appreciated.
Well, that's good, because then there's no pressure.
Yes.
Well, Shari, I want to thank you for joining me this morning to talk about dance and Dance Fest and how we're moving it forward. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have dancer Imari and more. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
Are you a youth group, 4-H club, school, Cub Scout, or Brownie Pack, or any organization or club with children ages 4 to 11 years? If yes is the answer, then we at Fun School, we're looking for you. Let's have fun singing, dancing, listening to amazing stories, doing craft, and so much more. I'm such a kid at heart. But to be part of this fun and exciting new season of Fun School, just simply send an email to Alicia Alves Grant at aa.grant@cbc.bb for further details. Fun School is back.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Morning Barbados. This is Amari next to me. Now, I was watching his costume and I wanted to pick it apart so I could wear it myself. But I'm going to talk to this young man. He's just 18 years old, a bit jittery, but not on stage. Former product of the Blackman and Gollop Primary School. He's been into calypso. He's been singing. He's been dancing. His stage name was Brown Star. I can see why. Now, moving from singing to dance, going to Dayton, what for you takes the precedence? Do you like the dance better or the singing better?
Dance, because I find that I'm able to express myself more through dance than singing, which I assuming is a shocker to people because I sing more than dance, but I don't know, because like dance, you use your body and you're forced to use like emotion with it. So I really like dance.
Okay. So would you say that Amari is a naturally emotional individual? You put your all into everything?
A little too much, yeah.
It can never be too much. As long as you're expressing you, it can never be too much. Just remember that. Yes, right. Please. Now, so in terms of the type of dance and Operation Triple Threat, tell me how that put you on the path to where you are now.
Well, actually, Operation Triple Threat is what made me more interested in dance. Well, not necessarily, but it helped build more knowledge of the different genres and stuff. So after OTT, I was like, okay, I have some knowledge, so I know how to do ballet, Afro pop, contemporary. So I just like decided that I'm gonna focus on that, and then we'll like watch videos of different dancing and stuff. Because like I don't know,
you like to study.
You
prefer to watch a video and say, I like this particular move, I like this particular style, let me see how I can incorporate it.
Yeah, that's where I get my motivation.
Okay, right. So who are some of the dancers that you watch and want to emulate?
I talk a lot about Sean Lou and Casey Rice to the point that my mom is sick of them, because they're the first two people that I saw on YouTube actually, and they would do like duets and stuff together, and their chemistry is just perfect. So like their style of dance and like the fact that they use emotion and stuff inspires me a lot.
Okay, now you were part of the Praise Academy as well with their Speak Like production. Is liturgical dance one of your loves too?
Yes.
What about the movements in it, and what about it speaks to you most?
Because gospel songs isn't just one specific genre, so it's not just churchy, because they have like Afro pop and also contemporary with it. Mm-hmm. So like they were like hitting genres that piqued my interest as well, which is what I loved about it.
Okay, now you're actually studying dance formally, BCC. Tell me about it.
I'm not.
You've been seen in their productions, what have you. What was the production? Barbados Dance Fest 2023, you were there, all right? But exams, doing it formally, where are you going to go to?
The plan is to go to BCC, but before I got there, I was helping persons with their exams, and after helping them, I was like, okay, this is definitely what I wanted to do. So the plan is to go to BCC and do dance, theater arts, and music.
Okay. So when you say helping them with their exams, exactly how were you assisting your friends? You were bringing a coach for them. You were telling them where they went wrong, went right. Walk me through it.
Not really helping them because they knew what they were doing. They're professionals. So it's just, inspiring them, not inspiring them, but encouraging them and giving them my sort of energy and stuff. And then making sure that on my part, I did what I was supposed to do, which encouraged them to keep going because they're amazing dancers.
Okay.
So.
And I'm sure you are too. And I'll get to see now what an amazing dancer you are.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
too much, yeah, too much. 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 No, yeah, why we go jolly. We no like better thing. Shake body, we go do shocky. We no like better thing. Shall you be plenty, we go poly. We no like better thing. Constant energy, vibe we bring back. Yeah, nah, pigeon rat thing. Yeah, too much. Too much. You could jolly the vibe just they go. You could shy you the groove yeah not so. No darling when I enter no. See the fine girl he keep it like whoa. Make a yarn you small. 079 yeah give me a call. See them boys I don't know what you do them. She want a man with a big and tall. With him man nothing do. No be small thing go. We got the place on lock. Everything rice and stew. With him man nothing do. No be small thing go. We got the place on lock. Everything rice and stew, rice and stew, rice and stew. Everything rice and stew, rice and stew, rice and stew. Everything rice and stew, rice and stew, rice and stew. Everything rice and stew. We got the place on lock. Everything rice and stew. We no like better thing. We no like better thing. We no like better thing. Yeah, nah, pigeon rat thing, yeah, too much. Too much, I'm all the thing too much, oh yeah, too much. Too much, I'm all the thing too much, oh yeah, too much. Too much, I'm all the thing too much, oh yeah, too much. Too much, I'm all the thing too much, oh shaku when the boss can move. Too much, yeah, too much. This baby dude on the street, my mood. Too much, yeah, too much. Food get plenty, bully and booze. Too much, yeah, too much. But you sabi, you can do. Too much, yeah, too much. 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 Everything rice and stew. Everything rice and stew. Everything rice and stew. We got the place on lock. Everything rice and stew.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Are you a youth group, 4-H club, school, Cub Scout, or Brownie Pack? Or any organization or club with children ages 4 to 11 years? If yes is the answer, then we at Fun School, we're looking for you. Let's have fun singing, dancing, listening to amazing stories, doing craft, and so much more. I'm such a kid at heart. But to be part of this fun and exciting new season of Fun School, just simply send an email to Alicia Alves Grant at aagrant@cbc.bb for further details. Fun School is back, and we're looking for you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's time now to dance once again. Not me. I don't think you want that embarrassment this morning. But I am here with the guys from Multifarious. It's a name that, you know, we heard all over Dance Fest. It's a name we've been hearing since 2013. I want to welcome Jamal, Darian and Leslie to the program this morning. Welcome, guys.
Thank you and welcome morning.
Now, you all, 2018 Dance Fest, you were champions. You also would have copped multiple goals at NIFCA. What gives you the motivation to keep doing it?
It's just a passion, you know, to be on stage, to be a part of the dance community, to spread our knowledge, to just dance.
Yes. Now, you would have been performing all over. You would have performed on the Carrie Festa stage. You would have been on Calypso stages with different people, Soca Royale, Bridgetown Market. The list goes on. Is any one show any that much different to the other, or is it just for you about the opportunity to dance?
Well, every show has its own niche, you know. Really, we enjoy the experiences, the opportunities, and just being able to do what we love, you know.
What I would say though is for live shows, it gives a whole different energy because feeling the rhythm, the beat through the drums and everything like that. So it really gives you more, let's say, for lack of a better word, more energy and more,
you feel the vibrations from the audience.
Vibrations from the audience and everything,
Okay.
so you will push forward some more.
Okay. Now, I don't want you to push forward too far because I know you guys flip and this and all these other fancy things. So let's not push me a little too far. But in terms now of this name, I've always wanted to find out why the name Multifarious.
Well, multifarious stands for many and of various kinds, and in the group itself, we have many and of various kinds of personalities, characters. You know, people have artistic abilities, different artistic abilities, styles. You know.
Well, Darian is keeping very quiet this morning. I guess you're the
Good morning.
quiet one in the bunch. But he will
For
tell
today,
me no.
yes. For today, yes, because I am one of the newer members, so it's always interesting to come out and be a part of what is already known as greatness.
Yes.
And what is already known as greatness, and just be great myself as well. So, yeah.
Okay. And for you, what's your favorite style of dance?
I mainly like to do dancehall. I mind to dibble and dabble in.
Guy after my heart. Yeah. Old
Dibble
dub
and dabble
style.
in Afrobeat. Like those type of genres where there's a lot of energy that you can just do a move and somebody be like, wow, yo. Like,
And that's what it's about. Now, in terms of seeing yourselves as glue within your community, do you take that title gladly, or for you all, is it just, this is just what we like to do?
Well, we do see ourselves as being an important factor within the community, but as I said, it's something we just like to do, and it just so happens that along the way, we bring people together as we go along.
Wonderful. And I'm going to get to see how together you all are as you proceed to dance this morning. And we're also going to see what's going to be coming up. We have a poster here for you with some information.
Yes, please. We have.
Yes.
We're hosting some auditions this month, January 23rd, the 25th, and 27th. So if you want to register, go on our IG page, MDC_246, and click the link in the bio to register.
Okay, so can I come audition?
Yes, you could come and audition, Wendy. Of
Okay.
course.
I won't be laughed off this stage.
No.
Promise.
Promise.
All right. Let's see you dance.
Right? What do you want to do
Let me
tonight?
hold your jackets for you.
Same.
I won't wear them, I promise.
You can put them on.
Right? What do you want to do tonight?
Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Boom! Vocabulary necessary when digging into my library. Oh my gosh, eating I do still like the one pizza toss. All over the track, man. Pardon me, as I come back.
He's so fine. Wish he were mine.
echa para allá, todo lo malo echa para allá. Echa para allá, todo lo malo echa para allá. Echa para allá, todo lo malo echa para allá. Sube las manos para arriba, dale para abajo, dale para un lado, para el otro lado. Sube las manos para arriba, dale para abajo, dale para un lado, para el otro lado.
The Bluetooth device is ready to...
Where are you going, Brain?
Back to our cage, Pinky. We must plan for tomorrow night.
Why? What are we going to do tomorrow night?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
The Pinky and the Brain, 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 Brain. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
Oh, hi. My name is Stacia Whitaker, and I'm a
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
With Multifarious, I want to thank them all for coming in, and Mary, all of the other dancers, all of the guests this morning who made it an awesome show. We are into the weekend. Yes, the crew and I, we have our plans. We hope you have yours too. But one of the things I want you to take in is this photographic exhibition. I want you to take it in. The Barbados Photographers Association, they will be having an event coming up this weekend. Shine the Light. We want you to go on out and see them with their lab and all they have to offer. I understand that it's a big, major exhibition this year. They're overwhelmed with the pieces. Now, other things coming up at the weekend. There's going to be lots to see, lots to do. Make some time for family. Make some time for what is going to be happening today as well, because I want for you to go to the China Open Day as well. This is always an exciting event. It's going to be at the QEH. Go on out. out, see what they have to offer. It's all about 10 a.m. until to 2 p.m. So you have a narrow window. Go on out today and be a part of it. As I said, it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We also have Bushy Park. We have a number of other things that are going to be coming up for you to do at the weekend. But whatever you do, do them safely. So from the crew and I, have an awesome weekend. I'm Wendy Burke.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.